Maybe, we'll see. My name is Esther Cohen, and with Rachel Bernstein and the Triangle Factory Fire Committee, and of course the Puffin Gallery, which is our host and inspiration every year. I'm very pleased to honor the women sitting on the stage tonight for a lifetime of activism. And I would like to begin by asking the previous honorees to stand up if you can stand.
I want to thank Labor Arts for this occasion. It is a wonderful, wonderful, happy occasion. And I've really just been reflecting on my life, you know, and thinking about it. It's so unusual, you know, to create this. And I just want to give you an enormous thank you. I have friends here who've come in from out of town, as well as people who've worked with me over the years, and it's just lovely to have them here. I just want to say that we don't work alone. It's only when we work in community with people that we affect change. And I want to recognize those of you who are here, who I've worked with, because without your input, we would not have been effective.
I want to thank Labor Arts for this really unexpected and wonderful award, which I'm going to take as an award a little less for me and a little more for the women's liberation movement. It's that movement that has made my life, and I want to thank it as well. From the very first meeting of the Women's Liberation Movement in late 1967 in a tenement apartment on the Lower East Side, I have devoted myself to this movement. I walked into that meeting. It was filled with young women in their early 20s. I was already in my middle 30s. And they were sitting around talking like women I had never heard talk before. They were deadly serious. They were hilariously funny. They were very angry. And they were talking about changing the world. And when I left that meeting, that was what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I want to thank the women's movement for giving me my life, my purpose, and thank Labor Arts so much, Esther and Rachel, and all the other women who are involved in this fabulous organization for recognizing the importance of radical feminism as one of the great social movements of our time that is, fortunately, because of you-know-who, getting another movement going, another wave. Thank you.
My father used to say that my problem was that I reached for the stars and ignored the limits of sex, race, and social class. I told him that there are no more powerful limits than those we put on ourselves. And I wasn't going to let sex, race, or social class hold me back. Activism means identifying your goal or objective, breaking it into small pieces. It means doing the research. It means finding the uncommitted and working on them. It means convincing the media. It means finally working relentlessly, understanding that sometimes you will lose. But take it from me, sometimes you win when you lose, and you come back stronger, ready to fight again. So my message to you is that I honor my colleagues here on the stage. I admire my colleagues who have received this award in the past. They are still doing it. Some of them, I still meet them in the corridors of power, and they're older than I. And I want to leave you with a quote from Ralph Chaplin. He's the one who wrote the words to Solidarity Forever. Mourn not the dead, but rather mourn the apathetic crowd, the cowed and the meek, who see the world's great evil and dare not speak. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up, speak, organize. Thank you.
My remarks will be a little bit different because while Mirene is here, Mirene, will you just identify yourself for the audience? That's Mirene. No, you can. She's here physically. She's not physically 100% to come and give remarks, so I'll just tell you a little bit about her and why I love her and appreciate her in this world. And she started off by insisting that I tell you how deeply grateful she is for being recognized and how humble she is, which we all know. And it's my honor to really be here to speak on her, well, not on her behalf, but about her. I think it's kind of appropriate because while I don't know her for very, very long or very deeply, you know, her family is here and they're all like, how do you know Mirene? I think it is appropriate because it kind of shows the way she works in these small, you know, unseen ways. And to me, that's why I suggested that the Labor Arts Committee honor her. I know Mirene through my work as a storyteller and a writer and performer, and she's been a steadfast supporter of my work and the work of so many other young Middle Eastern, Arab, South Asian, I mean just many other young activists and artists. She's an artist herself. She's a translator of poetry. But it's also her work in lifting people up and in supporting the next generation of artists and storytellers, whether it's through her work formally in organizations such as Alwan for the Arts, or whether it's just been the way that we know each other through one-on-one relationships as a friend. I'll close with a quote that the Labor Arts have put on their website about this award. And they say it's for people who Marge Piercy wrote about in a poem, people who jump into work headfirst without dallying in the shadows, who do what has to be done again and again. I love you, Mirene. Congratulations.
Thank you for coming here today. It's so good to see so many of you and to honor these wonderful women that are sitting with me today. I was in the civil rights movement, the peace movement, the women's movement, and I'm in the housing movement now. And I believe on moving, just keep on moving. That's the way to go. That's the only way I know. You fight for your rights. And when I hear of all the wonderful work that these other women have done, it is amazing. They are a credit to all of us. So thank you for your time and your interest, and just keep on moving with the movement.
I'd like us all to clap once more for all the women on the stage. Thank you all for coming.
Bye.